Resurrection hypothesis, I think it passes all four, especially when we've got evidence for a supernatural component to reality. You might argue that resurrections, our background knowledge shows that they don't occur. Well, it shows that they don't occur by natural causes. So what do we do with method? Well, the mechanism that historians use to determine what's probable, every discipline has something different. What historians use, historical method, arguments of inference to the best explanation. And we use four important criteria in assessing hypotheses in this manner. The first one is explanatory scope. This is the ability of a hypothesis to account for the maximum number of facts. So a hypothesis that can account for 3 facts is superior to one that can only account for 1 or 2. Explanatory power is the ability of a hypothesis to account for these facts without forcing them to fit, without excessive ambiguity, or placed a different way. If a hypothesis is true, we expect certain things, and to the degree we get these, that hypothesis is said to have explanatory power. So let's say we've got a guy who's been in prison for 20 years overseas. He comes to the United States. His brother greets him at the airport, and he says, "Bro, you're not going to believe this, but last year the Chicago Cubs won the World Series." He says, "Yeah, I don't believe it. What kind of evidence do you have?" "Well, what do you want?" "Well, if the Cubs won, we would expect a celebratory parade, right?" "Yeah." So he shows him some evidence for that parade. That shows that the hypothesis has explanatory power. Less ad hoc. Number 3, ad hoc is a term meaning for this. You don't want a hypothesis where there's a lot of conjecture, contrivance involved. You don't want that. Something where there's a lot of non-evidenced assumptions. It's like undetectable gremlins from Saturn are responsible for all the unexplained phenomena on Earth is entirely ad hoc. The hypothesis that is least ad hoc is to be preferred. And finally, plausibility. This is the degree to which a hypothesis is compatible with our background knowledge. And so the hypothesis that a 3-year-old girl bench pressed 300 pounds is implausible based on our background knowledge of what humans are capable of doing under their own power. So let's assess 2 hypotheses this way. The hallucination hypothesis, which is the most popular among scholars, it has good explanatory scope. It can account for our 3 facts. It does not have good explanatory power because of, if it were true, we would not expect an appearance to Paul because he's not grieving. We wouldn't expect the group hallucinations, of course. It passes the less ad hoc criterion. It's not very ad hoc. Plausibility? No, because of the group hallucinations. Again, these are extremely rare, if not impossible, and there are not 1, 2, but 3 of these things involved. Resurrection hypothesis, I think it passes all 4, especially when we've got evidence for a supernatural component to reality. You might argue that resurrections, our background knowledge shows that they don't occur. Well, it shows that they don't occur by natural causes.